Okay. Good afternoon.
Ready.
What?
Just go.
Okay.
He's ready.
Okay. Good afternoon. I wanted to thank y'all for being here today and listening to my presentation. I'm grateful for the welcoming and support this team has given me throughout my time here, my very short time here, but very beneficial time. I'm sure that you all know me because I've sat in on all of your meetings, I'm sure. But if you don't know me, or we haven't gotten the time to work as closely together, my name is Mary Ray Smith, and I've had the grand opportunity to work as the management intern for summer 2025. So I'm super excited to let y'all know what I've learned and what I've observed and how this internship has shaped my perspective on management. This will probably be very short compared to Colby's public speaking speech. I don't love to do this. I do love to talk, but it probably won't be as good as hers, but I'm going to do my best. Ashley was nice enough to give us 5 bullet points on what we should talk about, so those are exactly the bullet points that I used. The first thing that I noticed was the welcoming environment that LI Smith has. From day one, this team has made me feel supported, included, and part of the culture here. I saw consistent communication across the company, whether it be between departments, teams, or leadership. So that's been very prevalent throughout my time here. I felt included and respected despite me not being an engineering or surveying technician or whatever you would like to call it. People ask me a lot of times what I do, what's my job over the summer, what am I getting into, and I tell them I work at LI Smith, Land Surveying Company in Paris, and some people know what that is, so they begin to ask me, oh, are you an engineering major? And I quickly remind them that I'm not an engineering major, I'm a management major, and I work under Patrick, the president of the company. So I do more managerial things and oversee the company instead of working with engineering and surveying. So that's been really fun. But like I said, despite me not having any background in either of those things, this company has invited me in, answered my questions, and not made me feel less of just because that isn't my specific major. I felt respected, encouraged, and like my perspective mattered on whatever I was thinking about. And I would like to touch on that I appreciate the open door policy at LI Smith, although my door is mainly closed because I'm getting pretty distracted by Caleb running up and down the hallways or Mason bursting into your door. I like to keep my door closed, but that doesn't go for the fact that open door policy doesn't have to mean that their door is always open. It's more of like a personal thing where I can go to anybody in the company and they're willing to help me. They're willing to answer my questions, talk through whatever I would like to, learn more, whatever. So that's been really fun. The next thing I would like to talk about is the key takeaways from this internship. The 3 points that I put up here honestly describe it perfectly: leadership, communication, and workflow. This company is driven by all 3 of those things, and everybody in it makes this company run the way that it does. There are a lot of meetings and communication going on, lots of meetings, but I saw the benefit of that. Email to even Teams, networking with people within a computer, it gets jumbled. You can't figure out people's tones. You don't even know exactly, is this on the top of their radar that they need you to do it immediately, or is this something that you can work on for the next couple weeks? It's just not as known when you're emailing. So having all the meetings, it is beneficial. And another thing is it's communication. And I learned today it's public speaking. Having meetings with just your colleagues is actually a practice of public speaking, like Colby said. So I really liked that, and I'm glad that we got to sit in on her presentation. I got way better at spotting problems and thinking of simple but realistic ways to fix them. Patrick, from the beginning, gave me a really good understanding of having an idea, making a write-up, and then presenting it, selling it, is this a good idea? Would this work better? Coming up with ideas and trying to sell them to Patrick. That seems like management to me. Trying to figure out, go back and forth on what would make things more beneficial and effective within the company. I saw how decisions were made actually in real time. I sat through a lot of meetings with Amanda and Patrick and Chris, and it's crazy that what you're actually doing in accounting class is real. Like the word problems that they're making up random stuff from random companies in your classes, that's actually somebody's job, and those numbers are actually real. So it was really interesting to actually get some real-time experience with that. Obviously, that is not what I want to do, but I praise Amanda for it. She's a rock star in it, and she does a great job in making it as understanding as possible for somebody that doesn't understand it as thoroughly as her. Okay, last thing in this slide was finance improved communication. So I made a finance group. It's called Finance Hub, and I personally like it a lot. I obviously didn't know what it was before, but it seems like a great way for Amanda to send out emails, ideas, weekly snapshots, an easy way for Patrick and Chris to get an idea after, like, they have all other stuff going on in the day, but for them to take a second, look at the numbers, okay, that's good, continue on their day, or look at that and be like, ooh, we need to do something about that. So that's really beneficial, and it's super easy to go back on the chat and analyze that kind of stuff. I don't know where I had that in my next start. I wanted to talk about in here a little bit because of Colby's presentation was I like to talk. I'm a good talker. Like Patrick said in the public speaking luncheon, his dad likes to talk and talked a lot growing up. My dad likes to talk, and he did that growing up for me. So I've done a lot of one-on-one conversations with people, put in situations where you kind of just have to learn and just talk, thrown into stuff. I've done a lot of communication and a lot less presentation. So this is definitely a key takeaway, and also it's going to go into skills that I've learned throughout my internship. New skill that I gained. Wow, that's crazy. The first thing on here, I don't know if some of you knew or not, but I actually did a policy audit to the employee handbook. And if you haven't read it, which you probably haven't read every single bit of it, I did that. Patrick assigned me a policy analysis and revision for a week that he was gone to read over the employee handbook and look for redundancies and errors. I quickly realized that I needed to do less reading and more skimming, so which I did. And like I said before, I then wrote up a proposal of things that I thought could be added, maybe needed to be taken out, redundancies, stuff like that, and sold it to him, which was, it was fun. Although I don't know if you can tell if I'm nervous or not, depending on how I'm doing, so maybe don't let me know. Like I said before, I love to talk. I love talking to people, and maybe you're surprised or maybe you're not, depending on how I'm doing. My public speaking class in high school that I had to take that was for college was actually during COVID. So I just had to submit videos of myself talking by myself and turn it in. Got an A. It's crazy. So
That's how you got TikTok famous.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right. So I haven't had as much experience of this, but I can definitely tell how workflow and communication pushes this company further and makes it better. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about teams. I talked about it before, but I'm going to elaborate on it a little bit more. I worked with it a lot. I worked with Carolyn, Patrick, Amanda on some things. I worked with approvals. I worked with calendars. I worked with Chris a little bit. I barely scratched the surface of it, but I'm passionate about it now. I feel like this is something that moving forward in my next opportunity, it will be something that I push for other companies to use. I can see the benefit of it using Teams and all it has to offer within the company and leaving email for external. That way you have 2 places to go if you want to talk to somebody within the company and information about income in the company, Teams, email, outside of Teams. So, because you can't change what other people are doing outside, but you can change what we're doing within the inside. So again, like I said, only scratched the surface, but super proud of the couple things that I did learn about it and very passionate about that. We'll be using that as moving forward. How will I apply all this to my future? Wanted to add, if you've noticed, have a lot of not posed photos in here. Thank you, Colby. We're definitely not in the same outfit every single time in different positions, but they had a good twist to the PowerPoint. Strong leadership mindset. Everybody in this company has their own way of doing things, and that's very invited in this company, I've noticed. Cue the letters and all the different personalities. At a lot of companies, I've worked at a bank before, things are very black and white. It's very policy and structure, that's it. There is no bring your dog to work. There is no speeding up and down the halls. There is no personal, it is come to work, do your job, leave, no matter what you feel about it. And LI Smith has done a really good job of encouraging people to have strong leadership mindsets and learn everybody else's mindset as well. So that was really fun. I've, again, like I said, gained confidence in real world decision making. Those numbers that are fake in college are actually real. It's crazy. And now going into my master's and going to have to take more accounting classes, that'll be motivating to learn as much as I can within those classes because I'll know that's real. That is going to be something that whatever company I work in, that's somebody's job. So the better I understand that and use those resources now, that will benefit me in the future. Policy and structure, this has a special place in my heart because I did do the audit to the manual, but I think LI Smith does a great job of sticking to their policy and their structure, but also being a fun and inviting new ideas every single day. People can be themselves. You can have a luncheon, you can talk, you can have a good time with your employees, you can smile, but also sticking to the structure of the company. Does a really good job. Most importantly, I have learned and am going to improve the motivation to learn more. This summer I've learned so much, and I had no idea what a company was made up of. Revenues, efficiencies, all the things. I had no clue. The most I knew about a business was my dad's, and he is the business, just from him. So I had no idea how that worked, but I'm motivated to learn more with my next job in the GA, in the athletic department as a GA. Super excited, and I think all of my experience with different types of people in this company will help me in the future. Last slide, of course, is the one with me smiling. I just am appreciative. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I needed it for class credits, but I also needed it more, I think, for this experience. So I thank everybody, and Patrick especially, for giving me the specific opportunity. I'm grateful for the mentorship and guidance from leadership and staff. Everybody's different, and that has encouraged me to know when I'm looking for a job in the future, find one where you can be yourself. I'm appreciated to the chance to collaborate meaningfully to real projects. Like I said, real projects, even the engineering and the surveying stuff. That's stuff that they learn in school that's real. And honestly, it's going to make me pay more attention to people in different departments, not just the business building. Nurse, my roommate's a nurse. I'm going to pay more attention to her degree and how she does that and listen to her and let her talk about her stuff because management is everywhere. So if I can get a better understanding of how she learns and how she does her thing, then you never know, that might benefit me in the future. I'm thankful for LI Smith for letting me grow, learn, and ask questions. I ask a lot of questions. I'm not ashamed of it, but thankfully I'm even more not ashamed of it now. So, and I'll carry these skills and relationships and experiences with me to my future endeavors. So thank you so much.
Yay. That was good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thanks. It was a lot better this time than the first time.
Well, good.
I know, right? Okay, do you have any questions?
Do I have any questions? I don't know if I have questions. I am amazed though at everything that you have done during this time period. Because I think back, I gave you a syllabus.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Yeah.
and I gave you the syllabus without really a lot of guidelines on that, just that we were going to try to hit all of these things in some way, and you really did. You went through quite a bit this year, and I would agree that your motivation to learn, your exposure is very high. You've got a high bar that you haven't really got to yet.
I know, that's what we talked about in the interview. It was, which I tell people this now, and I remember I asked my parents when I got home, because I went home and I was like, Patrick is so good at interviews. And my parents were like, well, he probably does have to do a lot of them. And I'm like, yes, but like asking somebody, or you get told all the time, like, you have no idea how far you're going to go. You have no idea, the levels that you're going to reach. But I remember being like, okay, like, let's see. Like, I want to reach whatever I'm supposed to reach over the summer. Or you ask me, like, what motivates you? I've never been asked that. Like, that's such a hard question for somebody that has no idea. That's just been in school. So I feel like I've learned, and everybody else around me I feel like is motivated. Ashley has a family. Chris just has a family. People have families that's very like, people are motivated by good reasons around here.
Yeah, management, it's one of those things that it's hard to put into a box, because you're either managing resources, you're managing time, you're managing people, you're managing a project, you're managing a product, you're managing yourself. There is no end to it, but it requires someone that knows how to interact and how to manage. And so business management, you manage the business, but what's the business made out of?
People. Yes, you gotta manage the people.
You gotta manage the people. We get stuck on the resources. And we forget that companies are made of people. And you've got all the people skills that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. What was your, so I know you give I've got the PowerPoint, I've got the presentation. What is the one thing that whenever you look back on this experience 10 years from now, what's the one thing that you're gonna recall from this?
The Tommy situation. Like having those meetings with like Chris and you, and like trying to come up with a plan.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was thinking of something totally different, but okay.
Well, you can tell me what you're thinking.
No, mine was totally different. So
that's what I like. That's the stuff that as an intern, you don't
impact.
You don't get to experience. Like, you don't actually get to change somebody's work.
How hard was that? You were dreading that.
I was really excited. I was really proud of what I had come up with, and then I was like, we said the time we were gonna have the meeting, and then I walked down the hall, and they were like, I have a meeting, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did that. Like, don't look at me. But after I felt like the meeting, I was like, oh gosh, like I don't maybe nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
And then I sat in on another meeting and I could tell that things changed. So that's like, you changed somebody's, you helped out younger generations that need to grow, but you also made somebody that's very traditional realize I need to take a step back and let other surveyors grow up. Like, it's not a promotion. It's actually the opposite. Like, you are this great, like, getting them to understand that. That's what I'll probably remember. But what did you think?
No, I think that's a great one. There's so many things that I hit you with early, just like that, you know.
Yeah.
To that get you acclimated to people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the number one resource in most companies. It has to have the most attention, and those decisions have to be made with the best of intentions.
Yeah.
And they have to be deliberate, so.
Yeah.
And and sometimes you gotta put a little, you know, gotta pregame them.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's probably what I remember the most. That's like the first thing. I'm like, that's because for my paper, it's like, what are you most proud of the whole thing? And like, I feel like it should be the manual because that was like my biggest thing that I did. But I'm like, I'm actually most proud of like the couple days before, actually the like planning and the analysis of like when you weren't in meetings and like pointing out that, you know, things were kind of like odd and the behavior was odd. So, and then being resilient to that, like trying to still be like, hey, you should really look into this. Like I'll keep sitting in on meetings. I'll make a proposal. I'll schedule a time to talk to Chris. Like all the things above to, you know, get that to happen. But
Good job.
thanks.
Yeah.
I hope I was videoing.
I'll tell you also, the biggest thing about this was I wanted to come away with something. So I did come away with the power of letting someone take something that we're not doing, you know, like it costs money.
Yeah.
You know, but the payback on the efforts that you did over the course of the summer are huge, you know, and that to me is impactful to the company, and it's impactful to me personally because you helped hold me accountable a lot more, you know, by having to keep you going. So
yeah.
I know that I need some of that, and it also helped me open up my brain, gave me somewhere to give someone to move some of these ideas forward. So
yeah,
I got a huge benefit out of having you here and being a part, and your smile, your attitude, your everything, your energy here, it was all positive.
Good. I had a great time. It was super fun. It's easy to come into an office where, like, you know that the people are good.
Yeah, it's
At least
taken a
they're
little
good.
while to get to this point, but yeah.
It's good though.
Yay, good job.
Yay.
I don't know if we got Chris still on